Okay, guys, I'm live. Let's go for it. That's gonna be the link. Here we go. Hi, guys. Let's start the stream. I just want somebody to tell me on the YouTube that you can see me so we can start the stream. And let's go from there. Hey, guys, I'm gonna show you some interesting stuff. Alright, awesome, awesome, awesome. I hope everybody's there. I can tell how many people are there, so okay, let's go for it. Let me just post this here so everybody knows. Also, if you don't see it, right there. Okay. Hey guys. So a lot of people keep asking me, man, what do you look for when you're not trading or stuff like that? I like to look at this stuff, guys. I don't know if you have you guys seen this stuff. I'm just gonna go through a couple of things that maybe you never seen before. Just interesting stuff. Okay, so this is like overall market stuff, which is if you're trading like me and kind of more into investing too, it kind of helps you out. So this here, guys, is like the asset equity measures of declines in loans to consumers. Okay, so it's telling you now, look how big the graph is going. Okay, so we haven't been that high since almost here when we had the almost COVID, and then this is 2008. We're hitting measures now that are way up there by 2008. Okay, so this is a scary point to be in. Okay, so this is like delinquent to all loans and lease to consumers, credit cards on all commercial banks. Okay, so we're right now at 32,199. Okay, that's an interesting one to see. Okay, let's see the second one. Okay, I'll just do this stuff me and my friends, so I just wanted to share with you guys. Okay, balance sheet. Okay, loans to individual and credit cards. Okay, this is an average of how much it is. It's 1 million. Okay, I guess that's with mortgage, credit cards, and everything. That's the average right now. So it is insane compared to 2008. We were at 440. Today we're at a million. Okay, another interesting one. Okay, consumer credit card balances account with credit line increase. Okay, so if you notice here, guys, the credit line increase is now going down. So banks are actually tightening down on credit cards because they're taking massive hits on the credit department. So as you see here, we're trending down on the credit line increases on credit cards. So that's also interesting to watch just for overall market. Okay, another one that's interesting here, this is the average credit line. Okay, we're at right now 18, like credit card balances right now are around 18,600 per individual. Okay, that's an insane number. I can't go back to 2008, but since here we're just going up. Even after the stimulus checks and everything, people are just spending beyond their means at this point, and everybody's in debt. And they're saying the average debt right now through the Fed is around 18.6. Let's go to 19,000. Another interesting one here. Charge off on credit card loans. Okay, look at the charge off, guys. We crossed 2008. So this is another interesting one to look at. Okay, and this is among the 100 largest in size by assets. So this is telling you that we're now crossing all levels. We're almost getting closer to the 2002 levels. We're actually testing the 2002 levels at this point. Like this now is testing this here. So 2002 was around 952. We're right now testing the 950 levels. So these are things you guys need to consider in the markets right now. But it's just good stuff to watch. But I study the market. That's how I study the markets. I don't look at charts. I look at actual numbers from the Fed. Okay, numbers that not a lot of people talk about, but it's good to have. Okay, credit card and other revolving plans, all commercial banks. Okay, it's around 1 trillion right now. I mean, compared to 2008, guys, look where we at. We're almost quadruple where we're at. Another one in delinquency rate on credit card loans. Okay, guys, this is delinquency rate on credit card loans. It went up here, but as you see, we're now starting to pop up again. So we popped up here around COVID area, and now we actually crossed it, and we're probably gonna get higher. But this is what it was in 2008. So this is an interesting one to watch because you know when this happens, a lot of repos and stuff like that. But because I was looking at these numbers because I'm looking at the cars, this is the same thing, also the equity, but this is on commercial banks, but this is on consumer loans, and this is on the credit card loans. Okay. Uh, this is another one because I'm looking at the cars, but this is showing you the tightening standards for auto loans. Okay. Look at the graph, guys. We're going down again. So a lot of bad, like these are a lot of bad numbers. So we were talking about like we're just trying to hedge our positions, see like how the markets are acting lately, especially with the SPY going like that, Nvidia pushing the markets again. We just wanted to get back to the numbers and see what the numbers are saying. Okay, this is the amount of credit owned by finance companies. Okay, as you see here, this is 2008. Look where we at now. We are crossing these numbers, way above it. This is I don't even need to talk about that. Another something interesting too when I was looking at cars. This is showing you guys the average rate of the used cars right now. We're at 16 almost percent. I went down a little bit to 15.39, but we almost hit 16% on used car loans. And that's why the car markets are kind of crashing. So keep that in consideration. Another interesting one, this is how much like vehicle loans owned and securitized right there. We're hitting like numbers we never seen before. And this is all debt that the banks are holding on their books. And you're talking, it's insane numbers, guys. I mean, that's almost double 2008 right now. This is almost, it's exactly double of 2008 right here. And the last one that we want to see is that how much is the average amount financed for new car loans? And as you see here, the average amount is anywhere between $38,000 to $40,000. And that's the average finance for a new car. So the average family now can afford a car for $40,000 if they want to buy a new car. And that's insane for people that work. That's an insane number compared to what we used to have before. You're almost double what the cars used to be in 2008. So people are financing more, and overall, people are not making as much more. People are not making double their wages in 2008. Yeah, they might be doing a little bit more, but most people are not doing double their wages of 2008. So, so the numbers are not making any sense at this point. But this is stuff that everybody keeps asking me, hey guy, what do you look for when you don't want to trade or this or that or that? This is what I come and look, guys. And I just wanted to show you like there is a lot more graphs. Whatever you want to look for, it's in here. If you want to look for something, you can just search for it. It's in here. This is just some of the things I look at. We look at other things, but these were the interesting one that I wanted just to show you guys. But this is an amazing website that you guys need to have in your books to study markets, know what the markets are telling you, actually dig into the numbers. Don't listen just to what the feds are saying. Just go to the feds and see what the feds are actually in their numbers in details, everything you want. So you can search here for credit cards, auto loans, whatever you want, whatever you think you want to look at, it's in here. You want to look at delinquencies, housing, whatever. You can all find it here. It's a great tool to have if you're an investor, if you want to like understand how the markets are going or what the markets are doing, or maybe you want to expect the next crash is coming or not, or if the market is going to push higher or not. So this is an interesting tool to have, guys. So I just wanted to share with you since everybody keeps asking me. So it's an interesting thing I never talked about, but since I was doing it today with my friends, I just saved them and I just wanted to show you guys just to cut down on that. So you guys can have a different venue to look at and understand the markets. And that was my start for this session. And now we can start the session. So let's go ahead with the questions, guys, and let's see what everybody has on. I hope that was helpful, guys. I was just sharing it with you just to get there. I Let's start with the questions, guys. Whatever you guys had a question, I know Sam threw a lot of questions for me in the general chat, but I will get to that. Let's see. Hi. So Sam just talk about a couple of things. First of all, the reverse thing, you don't can do that pre-market. So just this is gonna be good in markets. Second of all, like I said before, you cannot short this stuff in Thinkorswim, man. You need a shorting platform. And try not to short this stuff, man. If you don't know what you're doing, guys, like these things, I know they make a lot of money on the short side, but you have to be extremely efficient and can take your stop losses right away. Because shorting is easy if you know what you're doing, just as going long, but it's much harder than longing because you can hold a short position against you. I mean, you can hold a long because you know what? You're just gonna lose whatever. If you put $1,000, that's the most you can lose. But this thing, if it goes ballistic on you, you can be owing money to your brokers. So I see a lot of people talking about shorting and this, but if you're not even ready for that, or if you don't know how to short, then you're not ready for it. So don't short that stuff, guys. Maybe start shorting just the big stuff that TD gives you for free, like Tesla, AMD, all the stuff. Like TD has a lot of stocks you can short. Okay, the big names. So if you want to start shorting, I would start with these first because they're more stable. You can short them, and you can make money on them before you start going crazy on shorting this stuff. Because this stuff can burn you real quick. So you need to know what you're doing before you even think of shorting stuff like that. And that's my advice. I see a lot of people burn because they think shorting is easy. I'm not saying it's hard. I'm not trying to complicate it, but I was so efficient in longing before I went shorting. So that's what you need to do. You need to get efficient in being long first and controlling your emotions, knowing your stops, knowing your trade plan, and knowing when to short and when to get out when you're losing. Because shorting, if you get it wrong, it's a big wrong. You can be squeezed and own a lot of money. So just be careful if you do that. And that's my first advice if you're thinking of shorting. So buying on a pullback and I got out when it goes down and then it goes up. How do you know how long to stay? I mean, there is nothing called how long you stay. You need to know when you're gonna sell. You can't just if you're playing a scallop, then you know you're just getting in the candle and you're out. So let's say you're playing this garbage thing here, okay? If you're playing this and you're waiting for this break here, then you're getting in here and your out is here, and you're basically your stop is like right there. So you know your risk and you know you're getting out right away. But if you're gonna hold a stock, you're gonna have to play where you think the next resistance is or the next liquidity zone is or something like that. That's when you know that's where your target is at. And you need to calculate that before you get in. So that's what a trade plan is at. You can't just jump in a stock and pray. So you buying the pullback, even RJ when he tells you he's buying the pullback, he knows when he's getting out. He's looking for this amount of money that he needs to make, or he sees this line here that is maybe gonna bounce off or something like that, and he's just gonna go to there. So you need to have that ahead of time before you. The problem is that you guys can't be just jumping in stocks. Okay, you need to know, like, simply let's put it this way. I was trading with you this stock, okay, with RJ live, and I told you straight up, I'm getting this short, and I'm looking to cover at $4. Okay, because I know this stock is probably gonna go back to $4. And guess what? We went all the way to 350. So I knew where my target is at before I even got in. So my target was gonna be the $4, and I know that before I even got in. So I know my risk, I know what I'm stopping, and that's it. Yeah, I took some profits along the way, but I know that my target, I was looking for the $4, and we hit the $4. So I kind of know my target before I even got into the trade. And that's what you guys need to work on. You need to work on the trade plan. You need to work on knowing your entry, your exit, and if the stock goes against you, when you're stopping, and that's it, take the loss and get out. If it doesn't go your way, then you did something wrong, and just get out and wait for the next entry. That's how easy. Trading can be so easy if you just be disciplined. That's the way it is. But yeah, just you seeing a stock going up and just jumping in, that's crazy. You can't just do that. Even here, okay, we shorted this. I shorted this live with you guys, like straight up, like right here. We shorted this. I was live with you when I shorted it. We shorted it 11:16 right there. And guess why I shorted it? Because I seen this. I seen the candles. I seen this big wick, and then I see like a rejection right here again, and that's it. I took it right there based on my lines, and I said that I'm looking for anything to test below. It didn't test below, but it came close to the second line. Yeah, I took my profits here, but that was good. Even if I was just here, I already know I can take my profits here because I know this is an area, interesting area that I can take my profits in. So I don't just jump because I seen a red candle. I jumped in here based on my technical and based on me watching it for a while. Like I was watching Lunar all morning. So I've been watching what is it doing, and I seen this move here. I know it's gonna crack again once it does that. And I just took an entry here based on it breaking support and then probably looking at the second support or the third support. So that's how you trade. I didn't just see a red candle and I just jumped in just out of nowhere. So you need to have this in mind. You're welcome. Next. Beside the pullback, what other setups do you use that can be used early in the morning for this? Man, I don't really like. I use pullbacks, okay, but I trade more based on candles. Okay, I trade based on candles, support and resistance, and level two. It doesn't have to be a pullback. I can see a move like this, okay, and it doesn't have to be a pullback. It can be like it is breaking resistance or is breaking a big number, like right here, for example. Okay, we were testing this area. Okay, we broke through it, a big break here, so we know there is a liquidity zone right here. Okay, and guess what? We went down, tested here, couldn't break down, and went up and then went down again, tested the same liquidity, went up again, tested this demand, and we went down. We couldn't crack the 50, and we went up, tested again and again. Look how many times we tested here. 1, 2, 3 in here. So if anything, if I was just watching the stock here, I don't even need to play the pullback. I can simply wait for the break. Once I seen this candle break, I can take the risk of jumping in here, knowing that my stop loss will be somewhere below the support. So if I'm jumping here, I'm just going to jump on this candle without the pullback and just play this one, knowing that I'm just waiting for this break because I see it here, got rejected, 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 rejected. So I know the next break is going to be a big break. So that's why I wait. You could wait for this one and take the next candle. That's fine. And that's what I call a pullback. But you can either play this one or this one or this one. But that's based on me watching the stock over here. I didn't just open the stock and suddenly I seen this, I just jumped in. Okay, that's based on me watching the stock all morning, and I'm seeing all this happening in front of me on level 2, and I made a note that I know that this area here now is a liquidity zone. So I know there is something that's gonna happen here. Either it's gonna crack to the downside really hard, or it's gonna go to the top side. Probably it's gonna be more to the top side because it's holding this level, or they can scam you. But they kind of did like a fake out here, but it was a big fake out. But you could have still made money here. You're talking it went from 10.50 almost at 11.75. That's a $1.25 move. So you could have just played this and knowing that. And also if you throw, you could do it like a simple trend line here, and this thing was just holding a trend line, like a short time trend line on the 1 minute or even the 5 minutes. So even if you do the 5 minutes, it was doing this here, and he broke, and that's it. Oh, sorry, right here. So even if he did this, you can tell here, it's holding the trend. It's going up, tested, went up, 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 tested. It couldn't, and it's getting pushed here on the 5 minutes. You can tell. So there is buyers here that held it and telling you, no, we're not pushing it down further. Okay, and you get another green candle, so you should be ready. You just be ready. Maybe it won't happen this candle. Maybe it happened the candle after. But you know that the move is coming, and that's what you're waiting for. Once the move happens, you can either jump the first candle, the second candle. It's up to you. That's based on you and your risk tolerance. Okay, you have to understand, guys. It's not again. Trading is different for one person. My risk tolerance is different than yours. Maybe you want more confirmation so you can wait for this candle and take the next one or the next one. You could have still made money. You could have jumped here on this candle like 1080. You saw this one here. You saw that I give you another reversal. No, I'm not cracking. No, I'm not cracking. And you see here, long wick down means there is buyers. Okay, volume is going up, and boom, and you go up again. So It's not just a pullback, okay? It's about how the stock is reacting to the market, okay? You have to understand you have buyers, sellers, and you're watching what the buyers and sellers are doing. Is the stock going on the buyer's side? What? Okay, let's put an example. Why did I decide to go short in here? Like, what made me think before I even see, like, why I didn't jump in here and take a long? First of all, there was no news. It's a low float. Everything was running that day, and I'm seeing a lot of fake outs. So you have to understand the mechanics of the markets. Okay. So I'm understanding today, that day we were trading on Friday, we seen a lot of pump and dumps. A stock that's going up and then going down, going up, going down, going up, going down. So in your head, when you're seeing this, this means that the probability of the next pump that is gonna go down, especially that most of the other pumps actually did happen with news, and this one didn't happen with news. So if you were just smart and think about what is the probability of this stock dumping, the probability is much higher than it going long. I'm not gonna say it's 90% going long, but I would say my probability is that it's 70% it's going down. So I have higher chances of this stock going down than going up. So that's why I decided to take a short position just based on that criteria. And then if you're looking here, we didn't really have any volume. Even in this massive candle here, it was no volume, like no volume. And guess what? When we were going down, look at the volume going down. It was much higher volume, okay? And look at the candles. This is a dump right there. Dump, 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 dump. Yeah, you took it very fast on the upside, massive reversal here. And then guess what? You went down right away, tried to reverse again, and that's it. It cracked all the way. It just you need to see how the market, what the market is giving you. Okay, if the market is giving you like clean runs, then stick to it. But if you see a lot of pump and dumps, pump and dumps, pump and dumps happening over and over and over in the same day, your probability is that most of these stocks are going to be pump and dumps. So you need to be more careful. If you're going to go long, then you need to have tighter spots and take profits right away. You know that this stock ain't gonna run like the big runs. So that's something you have to consider. What is the market telling you that how the day is gonna go? So just us looking at Friday pre-market, it was tons of fake outs. So that's something to consider when you're trading, guys. So it's not like a one size fits all. You need to use your brain a little bit. You need to see what the market is telling you. So that's something to consider when you're trading, guys. Thank you, Anisi. What platform do you use for shorting? I use no, I don't use Center Point Man anymore. I use Trade Zero. I mean, you could do that, man. If you're good with option spreads and you sell premium instead of shorting, you could do that. I mean, to everyone his own, man. If that's something you prefer doing and you make money on it, stick to it. That's the beauty of the markets. We can all, like I said, we can all be trading the same stock, and I'm going short and you guys going long, and we're all making money. It doesn't mean because I'm going short you can't make money. Like you could have made money here on the long side, right there, in this move, and then make money on the short side. That's fine. So we can all make money in the markets with own. Everybody gets his own way, his own trade plan, his own style, his own risk, and we can all make money on the same stock in different areas, different entries, different exits. That's the beauty of the markets. That's why I love the stock market. Because no matter what I show you, you will never trade like me. I will never trade like you because everyone is different. So yeah, so if you want to do sell premium, you can do that. I have some friends that do that. That has not. I don't do it, but it doesn't mean it's wrong or it's bad. It has its risks too. Same as shorting. Everything has its risk. Going long has its risk. Going short has its risk. Selling premium has its risk. So as long as you understand the risks and know when to get out when you're wrong, that's all that matters. The price targets you map out. Pink lines. How do you determine those? I imagine it's through multiple line frames. And how do you scan for your picks? I scan the same thing as RJ's, man. I have scanners, and I'm just looking. Don't forget, man. 90% of all the scanners are showing the same stocks. That's what you need to understand, guys. If we're not the only ones seeing a pump like this one, a lot of rooms are seeing it, and probably some rooms are pumping it. The reason is you have these moves. Like this is an insane move here. I mean, it took from 415 to 550. It's $1.20 move on 2,500 shares. So you know that somebody was loading up here already because the next candle was a nasty candle. Then higher volume selling, selling, selling. And that's what the people that got squeezed out, they got stopped out right there. They started selling for a loss, whoever jumped in here. because this was somebody, this is the front loader right here, okay, somebody front loaded, and the next person that jumped in and the stock went against him, either some people bought and some people started selling, and that's why you have a higher volume right here. And then again, same thing. So this happens all the time. So about the scanners, we're all gonna see the same thing. No matter what scanner you're using, RJ scanner, you're using Trade Zero scanners, or D scanner, or FinVit, whatever you're using, most the stocks are gonna show up. Yeah, maybe 30 seconds early here, 20 seconds early here, but in the end, we're all seeing the same stuff. So what scans I use doesn't matter. It's the same thing, man. Don't worry about the scans too much, because all the scans in the end are giving you the same data. There's no, I'm not getting different data than what you get. We're all getting the same data almost at the same time. So don't put too much emphasis on the scanner stuff. As long as you have a good scanners, and I think RJ scanners is amazing, honestly. Like, I mean, I was paying premium for Trade Zero, and RJ is kick ass as much as Trade Zero, and it's free. So I mean, using RJ is more than enough for you. Price targets out. Yes, man. I do the price targets based, again, I do it based on higher time frames if it's available. If I have shorter time frames, I'll always go with shorter time frames. Okay, but if it's not, I'll just go with this one. So, like, I mean, over here, the reason I said 4 was this. If you see here, this was tested here, 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 and here. So that's why I said it's probably gonna test the 4 area, just based on that. But if you don't have so much data, you can actually go deeper. So I prefer, like, when you don't have too much data, you can just dig deeper into it. You can go in the 1 hour, but some stocks have so much data, so you can't go by the 4 hour on the one. So you're gonna have to go with the daily, and maybe then try to go with the daily 4 hour, 1 hour. So it just depends how much data I have on the stock. But if it's not too much data, I will go in as low as I can. If I can do 30 minutes, but I prefer to always do daily, just to get the basic of where the candles did on the day, and then I will go like smaller time frame, smaller time frame, smaller time frame, until I can define more of the move. Because sometimes the daily will give you like a big move, like from here to, let's say, from here to here, but you don't have the in between on the daily. Okay, so you can just dig in the 4 hours, 1 hour, and start getting your lines based on that. It's again, it's the more points you have, the stronger the lines are. It's very simple. There's nothing really into it. I wouldn't say options have a defined risk, man. If you're selling premium, your defined risk is kind of a little bit higher than normal. So just have that in mind. Do you have different setups or workspaces for your trading styles? No, man. What you see is what you get. That's it. That's what I use. Yeah, I have a couple more, but they're all almost the same thing. I don't change much in them. I have some like these ones that I have on some of the charts, and that's it. But most of my charts are very simple, and I'm just looking for either breakouts that are happening, and that's it. I don't go crazy with charts, man. I keep it simple, and I just have a couple of these that just give me second opinion if I need to, and but I keep it as simple as you guys see. Simple is always easy. But again, indicators are good if you're not using a lot of them. Okay, if you're using a lot of these, like, yeah, they will give you conflict of interest between some of the trades you do, just based on each one telling you something different. So sometimes they will mess you up. So again, I always make my decision on the simple chart, and I will come here just take a second opinion. Okay, that's always me. If you trade different than me, that's okay. If you believe your indicators are doing a great job, you're making money doing that, stick to it. But that's what makes me money, me personally. Okay, that's what I prefer. That's what works for me. But what works for you, maybe the indicators work for you. You make more money on the indicator side, and that's fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But overall, I prefer to do what I do based on me, the way I trade. What kind of movements in level 2 are you looking for what? What kind of movements in level 2 are you looking for? What do you mean 4 by 4? I don't understand, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna skip this one. Do you look into chart patterns like double? Yes, of course I do. I mean, I said it here. I was looking at this. I mean, this is what's here. Like, that's a double right there. 1, 2. It's actually like also here. Copenhagen. If you look at it right there. Cup and hand right there. Actually, it's right there. If you can eye it, it's right here. Cup and handle right there. I see the stuff in my head, man. Like from the amount of trading, like sometimes I would trade stuff like this. I wouldn't even look. Like as you see here, this one I didn't even put lines, man. Like that stuff is so much in my hand right now. Like I dream of lines when I'm sleeping from the amount of charts I look at. So sometimes I won't put something or mention it because I already see it. Like my brain is already seeing it without me even noticing. It just it's there. Can see your pointer. We can see. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I can tell you that I finding hard time pre-market. I finding hard time pre-market cap ups. You mean large caps? I mean, I wouldn't trade large caps pre-market, honestly. We, like large caps, I think are better off after the first 15 minutes because they give you cleaner entries. Because always, I mean, look at the market when it opens here. Like for example, AMD, because I mean I trade AMD, but let's say AMD, but look at this. It's madness when it opens. Like it's straight man. If you were short, you got squeezed out. If you're long, you got squeezed out. So if you wait the first 15, 20 minutes on large caps, you will get a clean entry, and that's it. And you can play for the next 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and it's clean. Because the first minutes is always very volatile. The first 5 minutes are very volatile. So I try to stay away from large caps first 5, 10 minutes. Which I find funny people pay for scanner stuff when you can set it up for free and same stuff you can do RJ. Actually, man, before RJ scanners, it was so hard. I don't know if TD changed anything to it, but I never had good luck with TD scanners or even Finviz scanners. So I always used trade ideas, and I just loved it. I paid for it, and I didn't care. So it made me money. I don't care, man. You spend money to make money. That's how I see it. So I don't care if I have to pay to make money. Then I'm good with it. SGV was a big win for me. Wow, made my whole week. That's good, man. Amazing. Nothing wrong with that. You need to get better at watching level 2. I mean, level 2 is going to give you, yes, maybe a little edge. But honestly, guys, it's all about patterns, candles. If you get these right, level 2 is going to give you a little bit of edge. But if you don't know the candles, you don't know zones, you don't know support and resistance, you don't know what every candle is trying to tell you, what the volume actually is trying to tell you, no matter how many times, if you look at level 2 will not give you nothing. So you have to understand that level 2 is just completion of what you already know about the markets. But if you don't understand the basics of how the candles are, no matter how much you stare at level 2, if you can't see what the chart is telling you, level 2 is not going to give you anything. Because level 2 is full of fake outs. A lot of fake outs. So you can be watching it and thinking, yeah, it's going to go up, and it's just going to fake you out. You need to understand what the candles are telling you. The candles are telling you something different. Like if I have a conflict between my level 2 and my candles, I try to stick to my candles as much as I can, unless I see something really interesting on level 2, which happened once in a while. I wouldn't lie. It happened once in a while. But most of the time, if I have a conflict and I don't see a confirmation on level 2 that much, candles are going to be my best friend, because candles tell me the story. Between the candles and the volume, I'm getting the full story of what's going on. It's always the volume and the candles telling you the story. And it's not hard to follow candles, follow patterns, double top, triple top. But here's a thing I want to add on that. You have to understand, guys, that market makers, okay, the reason I don't draw this stuff a lot or get into it is that market makers know what traders are looking for. So that's why they always will break or get out of pattern that you guys think it is. So that's why sometimes you get in a trade and you feel like you got stopped out right away, because they know. I mean, beside that, they see that they see all our trades, okay? So that's another edge that we don't have, okay? But on top of them seeing our trades, they also see what we see. So if they see that every trader here, for example, it's a very great example. It's right in front of us. I'm just going to put it out there, okay? Why do you think we have this long wick here? They know the stop losses. Everybody had their stop losses here, okay? It's plain and simple. What I have in my line here, it's not rocket science, guys. Everybody has this line. It's not proprietary line, or I'm the only one that has it. Everybody has the same exact line. Okay, so market makers know that everybody is interested in looking at this line. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna just go down, take everybody's stop losses, and then push it back up. And this is what exactly happened. They did that, stopped everybody up, and then this happens, and then the stock sometimes will go up. Okay, but they do this kind of candles here based on these lines because they know all the traders, especially retail traders, are all stopped out here. They have the stop losses either here, 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 here. It doesn't matter. Like, it's somewhere in this range. They have a lot of stop losses, so they would just trigger it. And that's why you have this massive volume candle right there, because they know they are way smarter than us, guys. They have all the money and all the tools to take us out. So we need to try to be smarter than them. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to take the crumbs that we can steal from them. Because if you try to play against them, you will never win. We're just trying to take little pieces of crumbs from them. That's all we're trying to do. Because we cannot match what they do, ever. And the same thing on the long side. So they will get these here, push you on the long side, and guess what? Everybody's waiting for here, okay? But we know that there is like, if you're looking at this candle already, right? This one here, right here, okay? This is a liquidity zone right there. This candle's right here, okay? So if we take this candle right there and we put liquidity zone right there, okay? Guess what? They know. They know. They came to here, took it down. That's it. It's as simple as that, guys. So you have to be smarter than the average trader, okay? So what we're trying to be, that's why 90% of day traders lose, because only 10% try to think outside the box. Because if you're following everybody else, you're getting stuffed out with everybody else. So you have to be playing a little bit smarter than the market makers, because the market makers are way smarter than us. So we have to just be smarter than them a little bit in the trade we're in. We're trying to just steal that move here, or the move here, or this little short here. We're just trying, but we cannot control these big moves. They're the ones that can do it. But they scam us all the time. They take us up here, test it. They know everybody's waiting here. They got out over there. Look at this massive candle. Look at the volume, guys, on this one. Okay, it was the highest volume of the day at the market open, and guess what? They took it down because everybody was expecting what? That we're gonna break up. So what they did this, and look at that. They took everybody down. Just the beginning, first 2 minutes, right there. Bam, bam. Because they know everybody's waiting for this. So they just took it out, and they took it out fast. So everybody got stopped out because everybody's stop losses was here. So they stopped you out here, and then they stopped you out here again. Because then people maybe decide to get in here again for a bounce, and guess what? Bam, bam, again. So just be smarter than them a little bit. Wait for the confirmations, wait for the right move, and wait for the volume. If you don't see the volume in, don't trade it. You will be stuck with them, and they will decide where the stock goes. You can never play against them. You always have to wait for a volume and just play with them and take the little crumbs. That's why I say, guys, when you get in a trade, try to take profits in, because they can flip the table on us in a second. Okay, so always take your profits. Take some profits. Always take some profits, because if the stock turns against you and you have to get stopped out at your entry, at least you made some money. It doesn't matter how much you made. $10, $20, $100, $500, $1,000. It doesn't matter. Your target was to make $5,000. If I told you you were gonna make here $1,000, okay, and you only made $100, okay, is it better to take the $100 or wait for it to go beyond you and now you're red in the $300? I will take the $100 any day. Because you know what? I'll take the 100 and then trade another one. I can take another 100, another 100, and it adds up. So take it in, guys. Take some profits. Don't keep holding stocks. It goes against you, and you have a plan. Stop at your plan. Don't ever let a green trade goes red. Ever. You know how many times I see people that have a green trade, but because they are so stubborn and they didn't want to get in. Oh, how did this happen? There's no way I got in here and I only got 1% or 2%, and the stock went against me. No, I'm gonna hold it, and now you're lost. Now, even before going green, you're now red, more red, more red, more red, because you're just stubborn, and you're never gonna win against them ever, guys. So be smart. You're trying to be the smartest trader out there. That, always put this in your head, okay? You're trading against millions of traders, guys. Out of these millions, there is only 10,000, 100,000, okay, that are profitable. Try to be out of this group, okay? Don't be from the other 90% that are losing because they are stubborn, or they are following emotions, or they're not following the right trades, or they're just jumping in every green candle they see or every pump they see, and then they hold bags and bags and bags. So just be smart. Oh man, my biggest win was shit. I forgot what's the. Well, I forgot, man. What's the? Jeez, man. I'm gonna have to go back to my statement. It's that stock we played, man. What was it? I totally forgot, man. I forgot, man. It wasn't Holo. It was another. It was the week after Holo. I forgot the name of it, man. Honestly, I'm so zoned out with names now. I'm not gonna explain level two right now, man. This is again, this is a complicated subject, and I don't want to get into that because, like I said, you guys are putting too much emphasis on this without putting emphasis on this, and I need you all to start learning this. And when I feel you guys are all proficient in this, then we can maybe start talking about very, very advanced stuff in level two. But get your basics right. I have one slow indicator and one fast. What is the slowest that you use? Again, man, I use 13, okay, 50, 100, 200. If you want to use slower, you can use slower than 13. That's up to you. But that's that's what I like. I mean, you want to use less than that, you can go less than that. That's nothing wrong. You want to use VWAP, use VWAP. There's nothing wrong with that either. So that's totally up to you. Sorry, typo. How to use level two to make decisions? Again, man, I use again level two is combined with this here. I don't just use level two to make a decision. It's always based on volume charts, technicals, zones, and then level two. It's I never get in the trade. Just look at level two and just jump in a trade, just to make it easy for you. This will never happen. Okay, and I only get in a level two trade if I've been watching this level two for like a couple of hours. Okay, I've been watching the movement. I've been watching what they're doing. Then I can make a decision also based on the candles, but I can confirm it with the level two. But you just opening level two for the first time, like let's say I'm just opening this chart for the first time, and I just came here and I opened this and I just looked at level two. I would never understand anything. Doesn't matter because I don't know what they've been doing for the past 30 minutes or for the past hour. You need to actually be watching it for a while to understand what they've been doing in this stock. It's not like something that you would just look at in a second and be like, oh, okay, I see him doing a manipulation right here. So also have this in mind, guys, that when I do trades based on level two, this means I've been watching this stock for a while, for over an hour, just watching the level two with the charts, and I'm making decisions based on what I'm seeing. So it takes time. Yeah, large caps will not have a lot of volume pre-market, man, because they're large caps. They're not pump and dumps, so they get the big volume when the market's open. That's why I'm saying it's better off to stay with large caps when the market's open. That's what I prefer with large caps, man. I never had luck with large caps pre-market, and I stopped trading large caps. I don't care if they're running or not. It's always fake outs. If it's running, it's gonna dump off the market opens, or if it's on the downside and you decide to short it, then it's gonna run against you in pre-market. So always be careful with large caps in pre-market. I just make the observation that people pay money for the scanners that Ricky makes available for free. Yes, guys, again, Ricky's scanners are top of the line. Coming from somebody that used premium scanners, I'm telling you, Ricky's scanners are one of the best. So if you guys use them, you will never need anything else. Yes, and Corky has some amazing tutorials on how to use them. So if you have any questions, go to Corky channel. And Corky has a lot of tutorials, guys. You don't even need to ask me or ask Ricky. Corky has this covered. So thanks to Corky for doing that. I agree so far. I watch volume moving fast and candle. Yeah, because again, stocks are all based on one thing, volume. The only thing we can actually see from all the shenanigans and the manipulation that happened is volume. It's the only thing they cannot hide from us. Thank God. Okay. But without volume, we can't trade. So volume is your biggest friend. If you see volume, trade it. And that's why sometimes you guys give stock to RJ in the morning and it has no volume. So We're not even gonna bother looking at, because this means manipulation on it is gonna be a lot easier to manipulate a stock with no volume than a stock with volume. So that's something that's why RJ, when you guys sometimes give him these stocks, he tells you like, the stock does not have volume. It doesn't mean it's a bad stock. It just means that there's no volume. It's not worth it that we trade it, because if we can't see the volume, we can't make a decision, because it's all about volume, guys. We're only looking at volume. It's the only true indicator out there for me. For me, if he asks me if I have to take everything off my chart, literally everything, I don't care if it's moving averages, I don't care what is it, dominator, whatever. Okay, the only thing I can trade with is volume. Just give me volume and candles and I can trade. Okay, but without volume I can never trade. I don't care what kind of indicator you gave me. I don't care what do you think you know. Without volume you cannot trade. So understanding volume and how the volume affects the movement of stocks is all you guys need. So I keep telling you guys, if you're not trading, try to watch stocks. Try to understand the mechanics between what volume is telling you and how to understand what's the difference between a fake out and when they're gonna do a fake out and when they're gonna do an actual run. Okay? Over here, I told you this, I opened for 10 minutes last time before the markets closed. Look at this, guys. If we're just looking simply here, okay? Look at that. Volume has actually been dying down, okay? And then you're having these little spikes, and then you have these no volume candles, okay? Compared to this one, you had here almost 300, and then after that, you get a 50. And then no volume, no volume. Yeah, it's a lot of, don't take me wrong. If you look at it and say, oh my God, it's 130. No, it's not 130. I'm comparing it to what the volume before. The stock is trading 100 million shares. So yeah, 100,000 is nothing. So I'm not looking about how much is it. It's how much is it compared to the everything else. And guess what? When we get here, look at the downside, guys. And look at like this is like the dominator. Look at the selling pressure. Like over here, had some green with red, green with red, green with red, and then suddenly red, 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 red. And look at the volume. The volume is going up, up, and look, even the volume here is going up. Look at that. It's much higher than all this here. Compare this area with anything before it. Doesn't exist. So that's how you know that this is probably a fake out. Especially when this happened, you couldn't break here, and then you had this candle. It's another fake out telling you, oh no, we have buyers here. We're gonna push it further. Guess what? You pushed it, and then this one tested, and then out of nowhere they just pulled the rug. And if you see this right here, something like that, you need to get out right away. This is a warning right there to get out. This candle, especially this candle here, because this one did not have any like really bad wicks. So that's how they got you. They showed you this wick here, which is basically, this is a balanced candle. Okay, it has a longer wick and a short wick, almost the same size. So it's not even a reversal candle. This is like a balancing candle. Okay, like compared to these, like look, this one has long wicks, but then you have this long wick in the zone. Then you have this one telling you, oh, okay, we have buyers, we have buyers, we have buyers. We have buyers, but we couldn't push it. And then we have buyers and we couldn't push it. And then we have this one, we're balancing books. And then guess what? We have buyers, couldn't push it again, but with a small wick, and then out of nowhere, you get this one. Just like that. Big candle that takes all these candles, basically. I mean, if you look at this one, it basically took all these candles from here to here in one candle. This is your warning to get out. I wouldn't even bother. You know what? I will take a loss here and get out and wait for, if it goes up again, I'll ride it. But this time I will ride it after it breaks. But if I see this, I'll get out right away. Because this is a warning right there. Especially that you see this volume here, it was all red. I mean, you had this red followed by this red. I mean, what else are you waiting for? I mean, if you didn't get out here, you had a confirmation right here. Why wouldn't you get out? So you had this one, and then you had a confirmation. Get out. That's it. It's okay, even if you're on loss. But at least you took your loss here. It's better than taking it here. So if I took out here, 11.20 is way better than getting out at 10.50. Okay, that's a 70 cent on top of your loss. So it doesn't matter if you even got in here. I would take a loss here better than taking it here. So I'm telling you, candles are your best friend. Candles, volume. That's all I didn't even need to look at lines or nothing. I just looked at this candle. Based on this candle, I can see this one here taking out all these candles in one move. All of them. It took all this area here in one move. This means you get out. It doesn't need a lot of thinking. I didn't need to look at indicators. I don't need to look at, and that's why I don't like to have a lot of indicators, because I'm making my decision on the fly. But then if this happened, I'll be like, oh, okay, you know what? This indicator over here is telling me to wait, and actually this one is telling me to wait. There is a bounce coming, and guess what? By the time you look at this indicator and this indicator, the stock is already over here. And now you're like, oh my god, I'm so red. I can't sell now. I'm just gonna wait for a bounce, and then you see this move over here, another fake out, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna average down because you know what? It's about to break. I'm telling you exactly what I used to do. Okay, so I'm not telling you guys do that. I used to do that myself. Okay, and I'll be like, oh, okay, the stock now is bouncing. Oh, the indicator is turning green. I'm gonna play now. Look at this candle. Oh, this one didn't break. Oh, okay, this one is about to break. I go in, double down, and bam. Now I'm way more in the red than I was, and now I'm holding the bag, and now I'm not selling out, and my bag is getting bigger, 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 and now I'm holding the stock for longer term, and now I'm an investor in this stock because I didn't get out of my day trade. I'm just holding this bag. I can hold it for weeks, for months, and that's how it is. That's how it used to be before for me. I mean, I never do that anymore. I mean, especially if you never know that this will happen, even. And if this happened, you probably blew up your account. I mean, I'm not saying this will happen every stock. Stock maybe probably will stop here, but most of these stocks, the pump and dumps, this stuff happens. That's why don't hold it. I know somebody was asking me about one day about MNPR, and he told me should I hold it for the next day, and I told him I don't know. I mean, yeah, we went next day, but how would you know that this stock will not just crash? Because your probability of crashing down is high, like much higher than this going up again. Because these pumps, they can just go so much. After they go, you get these, and this can happen here, and then happen another one, and another one, and another one, and then you find yourself the stock is back to below $1. So always be careful when trading this, and don't hold bags, guys. Yes, sir. Liquidity sweep. I agree with that. That's what it is. Uh, base hits, base hit. Do you stick charts? If so, what strategies? I don't use stick charts a lot, man. Sometimes I will use it, and if I use, I have the 133, the 75, and the 20, and but I stick to the 1 minute. I like the 1 minute for me because I'm reading the candles on cleaner on the 1 minute than the tick. But sometimes I'll use the tick, and these are the ticks I will use, either the 20, 75, or 133. Not all indicator works on tick charts. Indicator that calculate volume will not work. Yes, sir. That's true, Corky. Thank you. Hollow. No, it wasn't hollow, man. Yeah, it was BRMA. Good job, man. BRMA. Yep. Yeah, that was my biggest trade this year. I traded. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is my biggest trade this year so far. And I traded more than once, to be honest. So I did the best money in the morning on the big move, but after that I kind of lost on one, and I made money on one again. It was a mess, but this is my best trade this for this year so far. I love it. It was a great trade. I love this one. It was a great one. Wow, is it still holding? Wow, that's surprising. Ooh, okay, interesting. Wow, this is becoming very interesting, guys. Definitely, this is getting back on my scanner now. I like this move here. And it's getting volume too. That's pretty good move. Alright, thank you for reminding me about this one. I'm definitely gonna be on my scanner now. I'm gonna put on my watch list. But see this guy, that's HFT. The problem with these, that's like a strictly market maker move. They can just keep moving it like this, and one candle will just destroy it. But good chart to look at for now. But I'm gonna wait for volume. What are those purple horizontal dashed lines on your chart? These are support and resistance, man. I manually do them. They are not a script. This is on me. I do these on my own before I trade charts, especially these pump and dumps. So that's the ones that I think RJ or somebody was bull was asking about. But yeah, this is my support and resistance. I do them on the daily, on the weekly, monthly, 4 hours, 1 hour, and I just draw them to see where I believe the stock should go, long side, short side. But these give me a better indication of what the stock is trying to do. My biggest loss. I think I would say my biggest loss for the year. I don't know if I crossed it or not, but I took a big loss on one of Mara's. I got so stubborn on it. I think it was beginning of the year here, and I think it's still my biggest one so far. But I took a massive loss on one of Mara's longs. It went against me, and I did everything in textbook that told me not to do it, and I broke all my rules basically. Like everything I tell you guys not to do, I believe maybe it was here. I think so, but I took a massive loss on it. I just kept averaging down, averaging down, averaging down, and I'm like, and I just kept getting a bigger position, get bigger position, and at some point I think I was holding like almost like 9,000 shares, and I just took a massive hit, man. I was the worst start for the year for me, but I think I didn't cross this. Yeah, this has to be one of my biggest losses for the year, because I broke all my rules, so I deserve it. So it's not nobody's fault. It's my fault. I take responsibility for it. I did everything I said not to do. So it is what it is. At least you know why you did it. So I'm happy that I paid for my mistake. Can you elaborate on volume? Open-ended question on purpose. I mean, volume, man. I mean, again, I think I explained it on the charts I was talking about. You're trying to look for volume. There's, I mean, forget Mara. I mean, Mara is not. But I mean, if you look at, I mean, look at Lunar here. Okay, so you had this big move. Okay, followed by this. We had this pre-market, nothing, crickets. I mean, yeah, we had some volume, but it's dwarfed compared to the volume here. So what you're looking for again is the volume. So what is the volume indicator here? So when the market open, your volume is indicated is going to the short side just based on these three candles. And then you have selling volume, selling volume, selling volume, selling volume. And this one, reversal candle, the only one. And then volume is just basically dying out. You didn't have any, like all this here, I wouldn't trade any of this because this is all the same volume. Yeah, you have these little spikes here and there. Yeah, it's maybe the auction was a little bit on the buy side or sell side, but overall, you don't see anything different until you came here. So this is your volume. So you're waiting for something like this to happen. Either traders jumping in, market makers are doing a move or something. But all this here, you're just basically in this loop. You're not on the long side, or you're losing on the short side and the long side because they can keep you in these loops indefinite. They can keep doing this the whole day till maybe the last 30 minutes of the market, and then they move to the upside or the downside. So try not to get stuck in these consolidations, because once you see the volume is like this, you're in consolidation. Okay, they're in control until they decide when they want to move the stock, or unless traders jump in. But if you don't see none of that, then you're just stuck in this consolidation. It will be going a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down, and it can be doing this for hours. So that's what I mean by volume. So if you look here, there is no volume. This is considered no volume. You had some volume here in the beginning. That's it. The stock went in when it needs to go with all the traders in it. And that's it. The market just died out till you got this second move. And basically they did the second move to get more shares to short. I mean, the reason they did that is that they wanted to get more shares to short it down on the downside. That's it. They did this whole thing just to get more shares because it's a low float. So they need to get the shares so they can short it more. That's the reason they did this whole thing. Just to get more traders in here, get more shares and short it down. Thank you, Corky. Yes, that is it. What about dark pools? Isn't that hidden volume? Yes, sir. But I mean, dark pools, they still trade here. We see them here on the volume, but maybe you won't see them here or you won't see them on level 2, but you will see the volume. But that's about it. And you will see them here in the time and sales. But maybe you won't see, like sometimes you won't see big orders here, and out of nowhere You will see this flashing big numbers, and you had nothing on level two. Yeah, these are what they call ice bricks, and these are like dark poles, basically. The only thing with SSR stock, man, I mean, it's a tool. I know a lot of people like when I used to go on StockWest, they say, "Oh my God, the stock is on SSR." But the thing is that with SSR, it's just you cannot short on market and you cannot short on the bid. You have to short on the ask, but you can short the stock. But they make it seem like, oh my God, if a stock is under SSR, it's gonna fly to the moon. It's not really. I've seen stocks that are on SSR and they drop every day 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. Doesn't matter, man. SSR is just a thing that tries to slow the bleeding. You have to put lines on it. Slow bleeding. It doesn't stop the bleeding. It just slows the bleeding. But the stock will still go down under SSR. SSR is nothing. So short sale restriction, it's nothing. It's just, as again, you can't short market, you can't short on bid, you have to short on the ask. That's all it tells you. It's not a big deal. Yeah, you want, what exactly is high volume? Is it relative? Again, man, it's trying to break trend. It's not a set number in stones, but again, if you're looking at the chart overall, you can see here, if you put a line right here, okay, basically, if I can draw a line here, which you can sometimes, I think, they used to, I haven't done this in a while, but I think you can draw, like, if you put this here, okay, just put it right there, okay, so see this, I have a line right here, okay, look at this. You basically think of it, it's like support and resistance. You just went up a little bit, went down again, up, tried to break it, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Nothing interesting. And then out of nowhere, bam, 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 bam. That's your volume, right here. Compared to this, look at that. It died out again. That's it. And guess what? When it died out, this is all manipulation right here. That's mostly market makers. Look at the stocks. Like look at the candles in here. These are mostly computerized. Look at this. They all look the same. Look at that. And they're basically just doing the stepping pattern right here. Look at this. Lower lows right there. Bam, bam, bam. Then another one. And basically another one. That's it. But again, look at that. You didn't have really much volume after that. Over here, you had some. I mean, compared to the before. But compared to the overall, no, there's nothing. Compared to the overall, nope, there's nothing. So you can just draw a line here. And that line will tell you. Right here. And again, look when we over the line, look at that. You have these massive bars, but these are on the sell side. And this is pre-market. I wouldn't really look at that too much. But still, it's almost dead volume. So if you even shorted everything here and look, you only had this move here and this move here. Actually, from the whole day, you only had these two moves. That's it. The rest of the stock was just sideways for me. There was no action. And if you look at it like on the base, like on a bigger time frame, this is all sideways. Look at the sideways. You went sideways the whole day. Yeah, you did the spike here to get more shares, but again, you end up again in the same zone. Sideways, sideways. Yeah, up and down a little bit, but in the end, the stock was stuck here the whole day because the volume basically died. Only when they wanted these shares and they got more traders to get in and they just basically stole their money. That's all they did. But overall, you were stuck in the same zone. You didn't go anywhere because there is no volume. If you look at the volume is dead. So again, the only two moves that happen in the day is where the volume was. So if you look, one move, volume, one move, volume. Rest of the day, no volume. Stock didn't move. So as simple as that. I watch 1 minute, 5 minute. So to answer what time frames do you watch before taking a trade? 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15. And it depends on the time of day, man. So if the stock has been trading, let's say for 2 3 hours, I'll probably look at the 15 minutes, maybe the 30 minutes. But if the stock is trading like now, I'm just gonna look at the 1 minute and 5 minutes because most CDUs will give me more data because I don't have enough to do 15 minutes. I'll have a couple of candles, but you can do also 15 minutes, but I wouldn't do like 30 minutes when the stock is like still trading in the morning. Speaking about volume, 1 second. I lost you there. Where did you go? Speaking about volume, what is a good number to be looking at for beside? No, man. Again, I'm looking based on what the chart is telling me. First of all, I don't trade stocks with no volume. So if I don't see volume in a stock in the first place, I'm not even gonna bother looking at it. But let's say I got in a trade and the volume dies out, I'll be out. Unless I'm like in it, like let's say for example, okay, just for the hell of it, I was a good trader, and I seen this move here, and I decided like let's say you know what this happened here. All right, so let's say I was a good trader, I decided to take a short here, okay, and yeah, I held my short, I scaled out, and I scaled out some here, maybe some here, and the stock is going against me. I was brave enough, I held it. I don't mind at this point if I'm holding it. At this point, I'm in the green by a lot. I don't care. I can hold it, even if the volume dies out, because I have a good entry. I'm already in the green. I already scaled out. I don't care if I have to hold this for the. If I'm gonna trade for the rest of the day, I'll hold it. But if I'm gonna make a decision to enter here, never, never. Yeah, I entered this trade here on the short side because it was for me more of a scallop than a trade, because I knew that this was gonna break. So I entered here just to take this money. I thought it's probably gonna do a new low, honestly. Like I thought we're gonna come here, and what happened here, I thought it's gonna happen right here. That's what I thought. I thought we're gonna go to here, so I just wanted to play this quick one before the volume dies out again. But guess what? We did this, and then I scaled, and then I got out, and I was done. I closed it. It wasn't even worth it. So your trading based on what you see on every chart is different. It's not like I don't have like a set number that if the stock doesn't have it, I just see what the chart is doing. Because the stock can be trading only instead of like say we're trading 100,000, so there is big bars in. But what if the stock was only trading 20 million? I'll still trade it if there is volume. If the volume is going up, I see volume going up or going down, or more selling or more. It doesn't matter. I just see volume in the trade. I'll play it. That's it. But it has to have some volume. Like I mean, I wouldn't trade any stock below like a million, 2 million, especially on a low float. I wouldn't do that. And that's why I like to wait on these to see, because there is a lot of the thing is the one I showed you on Instagram, guys. It wasn't. I don't care. I don't even know who's this guy. It just showed up in front of me, but it was funny because that's what I do. Because 90% of these, like I told you a million times, guys, what you saw in Holo, BMR, CRBP, this stuff happens once in a blue moon. The real stuff that happens is this. This is what happens. Most of these pump and dumps are gonna be quick. Traders, smart traders, are gonna take their money out real quick, make quick buck and out. And then the new traders are the one that's gonna be stuck and like averaging down and revenge trading and all that. And the short sellers are just gonna kill them. And this happens 90% of the time. That's why I prefer shorting than longing, because on the long run, I would nail it 8 out of 10 on the short side. On the long side, probably my percentage is way less on these pump and dumps, because they always dump. It's just the nature of them. They're all trash stocks. They know we're all gonna dump, especially when you have stocks that have a lot of bag holders already before the stock ran. So there is already bag holders maybe for a month or two or three. Once he sees anything that he's profiting, he just gets out because he's already been bag holding for maybe months. So that's what happens. What would be a healthy pullback on the SPY? Let's see. So I was telling when we were trading, I told them we need to see what, yeah, five. Yeah, we were talking about the 507. Yeah, spoke about the 507, but a healthy one. Testing the 500 again, man. Like honestly, I would say like somewhere here, like 503, 502. Like yeah, this area probably. I doubt it's gonna happen, but I mean, market is just going wild. But I mean, the amount of gaps we have right now is just intense. Like all this stuff is insane. But yeah, man, 502, 503 be your best bet, I would say. I mean, just for a quick reversal and probably go up again. Yeah, I wouldn't think. I mean, yeah, we can maybe cover this area here because you need to close this auction here. But you need to really have bad news for this to happen, which I doubt we're gonna see it now. But yeah, you probably look at 502, 503, the SPY, I would say. I'm sorry I missed your earlier discussion. I know you were talking about scanners. What is the best one to use? Use RJ's best. These are the best ones to use. Mora has earnings in a few days. Probably, man. I don't follow Mora as much. Mora for me is a scallop plays always. But maybe, yeah, they do have earnings close. Yeah, probably their earnings are coming close. So, yeah, I'll be watching that for sure. But again, Mora's strictly Bitcoin play for me. I only play it with Bitcoin, and that's about it. A watch price and action, which should be a good ad. Fibs or clouds? Think zones interesting concept. Can Fibs show zones? No, man. Fibs are gonna show you retracement. It's like support and resistance, but it's on the Fibonacci retracements. So it's a different concept. But I don't think. I mean, honestly, man, I don't think Fibs are made for these stocks. Fibs are made for large caps. So I wouldn't use Fibs on pump and dumps because they're pump and dumps. I mean, they get some volume to fly, so they will break any Fibs on the upside or the low side. It doesn't matter. But they will work. Fibs do work on large caps. So if you want to do a retracement on either SPY or an indice or something, yeah, Fibs are a great thing, a great tool to have. So I would do like if I want to do the SPY, like let's say everybody keeps saying where the SPY is gonna go. You can actually do this. You can do it on the SPY. You can do it and see where the Fibs are telling you. Where is it gonna go? Like what is the Fibs telling you? Like if you go from here, you can know. Okay, if the Fibs, I know that's 448, which is insane. But let's go from here to here, and here you go 470. That can be the next retracement right there. If you want to even go crazy, you can go from here to here, and then you have a retracement right there at 493. So I prefer Fibs on larger caps because larger caps follow more this stuff than pump and dumps. Clouds are good. I used to use clouds, man. I still do. I mean, this is clouds right here. I use clouds. I use Bollinger Bets sometimes. I used to use them all the time. I don't use it like this stuff here. I don't use it like MACD, RSI, Bollinger. I used to use them. I don't. They make the chart so much for me, and I like it super clean like that. I prefer it like clean so I can see it. When I put Bollinger Bands like this or something, it just becomes cloudy like that. Like look at that. I can't even like see anything anymore. So that's why I don't use them. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just for my side. I think they mess up my way of trading. So that's the only thing for me. Thank you for sharing your loss. It gives new people hope and indication. Hey man, if you guys think I don't lose, then something's wrong with you. I never said I don't lose. I lose all the time. But hey man, if I trade five, like let's say I do 5 trades, 6 trades, I'm okay winning 4, losing 2. I'm okay even winning 3, losing 2. I mean losing 3. So I could win 3, lose 3. But the big question is that how much did I make on the 3 and how much did I lose on the 3? If I can make my gains higher on the 3, that's what makes a difference. But if I take bigger losses, then I'm doing something wrong. So you're trying to cut your losses quick and try to make the most gains. So if you don't do that, then yeah, then you have a problem. So always work on maximizing your gains, cutting your losses quick. That's what makes a difference. If you don't do that, then you're not doing something, and something is not right. So it doesn't matter, man, but we all take losses. If you think RJ doesn't take losses or Bob takes losses, we all take losses. There's no trade that if a trade does you, man, I win 100% of the time. Run away, like run away, bro, because there is no trader that wins 100%. We all make losses, period. But again, it's just about how much you lose compared to how much you gain. I don't care if you win 1 and lose 1, that's fine. But if your loss is 10% and your gain is 30%, then you're okay. In my book, that's amazing. You're still winner. So just cut your losses quick. That's all that matters. So are you looking at RVOL? I'll look at RVOL, man. Greg, let's see your question. I want to set up like you showed on your big loss. I look at the huge loss last year on a down move like that. Now I want to set up on a turn down like that and be able to recognize it, start getting in. I'm trying to understand the question. Set up like you showed on their big loss. Took a huge loss last year, up and down. The thing with Greg, I have to explain again, like the reason I took the loss is because I was stubborn. So instead of me honoring my stop loss, I actually started averaging down, thinking the stock is gonna go up when you're not supposed to do that. If you're in a red trade, man, never average down. And that's one of my mistake. And then as I went from averaging down to averaging down to averaging down to averaging down, and the losses are becoming bigger. So now I'm averaging down even harder just to try to lower my average because my losses are just expanding in size, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the thing is that the more you do that, yeah, you might get lucky one time that the stock actually would reverse and you make a ton of money, but 99% of the time, it will go against you. Because you know what? When you're averaging down, this means you already did a mistake and that the stock is not even going your way that you decided. So that's a good indication that everything you looked at the stock is wrong. And the decision for you to get in on the long side, let's say I was going on the long side in this one, that I was wrong. My prediction was wrong. My technical score was wrong. And me averaging down, I'm confirming that I was wrong, but I'm still doing it because emotionally, I'm invested emotionally now. And now I'm emotionally trading and I'm not smart trading. So that's what happens. So it's not something you can time. It's just this was an emotion, breaking rules and every mistake in the book that I teach you not to do. So don't forget to that. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Do you use ATR, true range? I don't really use ATRs, man. Sometimes I do, but the most I would use ATR is basically when I want to take option play. I'll just look at the ATRs just so I have an idea of what the range of where the stock is going to move for the day or what is going to move based on the earnings. So that's the only way I look at it, but I don't think ATR is for the stuff I trade. These stocks are moving 100%, man. They're way out of the ATR. So ATR is like good for stocks like Tesla. Yeah, you know, the ATR is like $13 for the day. So, you know, stock is roughly moves $13, $7, $9, whatever. But it's good for big caps. But for this stuff, no way. Why? How are you going to use ATR on Lunar or something like that? Because they're making 40-50% moves. The ATR for it's out of control. So it's useless. Not everything works on everything, man. So some things work on different kind of stocks. So it doesn't mean that ATR doesn't work. It's just I don't think it works on this stuff. It's not. It wasn't made for that. When is the moment you stop trading for the day? Is there a profit or loss? Actually, I need to figure that out, man. I never stop winning. I need to stop when I'm winning because I win a lot in the mornings and then I overtrade because I'm bored. I just love stocks, man. I just can't get over it. I just can't leave charts. If I see something, I just love sitting and watching them, and that gets me into trading. And then I get questions or DMs and look at this and look at that, and then it gets my instinct to trade it, and then I make an extra trade. Like, man, on Friday I did 57 trades when I only needed to do 4. I did 57 trades of opening and closing positions, which is insane on a day like Friday. Why would I do that? Yeah, I was a winner. It's okay, but that's way over trading. I just can't, man. I'm not that guy. Like, I wish I can just close it. That, like, if it's up to me, man, I won at 11. I'm out. I just shut off my setup and everything, but I can't. I can't just see stocks and just not watch it. I love them too much. I guess that's my biggest thing. And my losses, man, yeah, I do have a number. When I hit that number in losses, I would say 90% of the time I honor it. I don't trade no more. Because I learned the hard way before is that when I start trading after this number, I'm over trading and I'm revenge trading and I'm gonna triple my loss. So there is sometimes when I'm really down, like specific numbers in my head, that I stop trading. That's the day sometimes you see me like I would leave maybe, or I'm just not gonna answer questions or something because you know what, I'm done. Like this is the really, like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not gonna look at stocks for the day. I'm done because I know myself. I'm just gonna do stupid stuff. And actually, I do have a thing that I used to have. I don't have anymore, but with Trade Zero, they used to have it. Like, they did it when I was at some point, which is max loss stop. So basically, when you hit that number, Trade Zero basically shuts you off. So you tell them like, hey man, if I lose more than $5,000 today, shut off my platform. So they kind of automatically shut it off for you. So even if you wanted to, you can't do it. So it's kind of a good thing, you know, they stop your emotions, because sometimes you go over your emotion, even that you have the rules, your emotions like take over. That kind of a good trigger. It stops you. Like, you can't even trade. You're done. You're not trading today. That's it. In your experience, how much does future performance affect pre-market? Not really. It depends again, man. Depend. What stocks are you asking about? Are you asking about big caps? Yes, they affect big caps, of course. But if you ask about the dumpsters we trade, no, they don't affect them because these are all based on pump and dumps, based on volume. It has nothing to do with the markets. Doesn't matter if the market's going up or down. But if you're trading big caps, yes, of course, futures do affect these stocks all the time. Because you have to understand, if futures are moving down, this means that the stocks are moving down. I mean, futures will not move down and all the market is going up. So they're correlated. Like if you, so it makes sense if you see them going down, it means the market is going down. It just kind of like they're way too interacted together. So if you see the ES going down or the futures going, this means that a lot of stocks are going down, especially the big ones that move the markets. So yeah, they do affect your decision if you trade big caps. But if you trade this stuff, no, they don't affect this stuff. Yeah, Sam. Again, yeah. I guess Trader Sam. I answer your questions. No, the SPY does not affect the ones we trade. It affects big caps, not this stuff. Do you have a hotkey to set stop loss right off and buy? Yes, sir. On Trade Zero, I do have a lot of hotkeys, man. I have hotkeys to set on buys, set on bids, as market, reverse. I have a lot of stuff. So sometimes I need to reverse my position, so I go from a short to a long or from a long to a short. I have all this stuff. Do you journal your trades and do you journal at the beginning of your trading? Yes, I did use to journal lunatic. I don't journal anymore. I don't need it. But yes, if you want to get profitable, I would recommend everybody to journal the trades at least for the first 2 years until you become really profitable and you don't need it. But it's good to go back to it. But at this time, I don't do it. But I used to. Yes, it will get you profitable. Journals will get you profitable. I would recommend Trader View, I think it's called. It's a good one. I know they have a free version and they have a nice paid version, so that's one I would recommend to use if you want. I was too, but it was a big loss and I ran into the same thing 3 times, finally recognized. You just keep failing. Yeah, man. Again, averaging down means you're wrong. So don't ever, I told you that, I think in the first time I ever spoke to you guys in RJ channel, is that don't ever average down, ever. If you average down, you're probably gonna lose. That's it. But there's that. But here's the thing. Okay, just to put a caveat on, there's a difference between averaging down and scaling up and down. Okay, these are two huge different things. So let's say I'm playing a trade here, and I'm deciding that, okay, I got in here, okay, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna scale in on the long side, or I'm gonna scale out on the like I'm scaling my short position. That's a different story. Or I'm scaling my long position. That is also there. Or you're getting in here and saying, you know what, I'm gonna get in here, even though I'm getting on the higher side, it's probably gonna pull back. I'm gonna buy on the pullback. If you have all this like played in your trade before you get in, that is a different thing than you getting in here and being like, oh my god, I'm so red, I'm just gonna buy here without even thinking. But if you plan this ahead of time, like yeah, you know what, I'm gonna take a short position here and I'm gonna see if it tests this line. If it tests here, I'm gonna add more. If it breaks it, I'm out. That's a whole different concept. So there's a difference between scaling your trade in and averaging down. You have to understand the difference between them, because I scale in and out a lot in the long and the short side. Can you talk about candlestick patterns recognition? Are there certain patterns you're particularly looking for? Continuation patterns, reversal patterns? Yes, I'm always looking for reversal patterns like these, especially the one with the long wicks. These are the ones I look for because these indicate there's something here. Okay, whatever that is. So basically, if that's a zone right there, because if you think about it, there is a zone right here just because of that. Same thing with the top side. This was a zone. Again, this was a zone. So you have the candles, the ones with the long wicks. They're always giving you zones. So these are zones. So these zones here, look at that. That gives you zones. So yes, I look for these. I look for reversal candles, double tops, triple tops, double bottoms, triple bottoms. But yeah, my biggest ones are always these, either the hammer candles or reversal candles, the 3 nights, 5 nights. Yeah, I look for some of them, but mostly I look for the main ones that get my eye, like these ones, the longer wick ones, in special zones too. So you have to understand, it's not just about the candle, it's where the candle is at on the chart. So I mean, if I see this here in the middle here, it doesn't mean anything. But if I see it in a zone or next to a support or next to a resistance, then it adds to the story. You have to understand that, like, the chart, think of it, guys, like it's a story. Okay, you're trying to read the story. There's a story to be told. So everything has to make sense. Okay, just because you're seeing a reversal candle in the middle of the chart, it doesn't mean anything. But if you see it at a specific point, okay, that makes sense, then yes, that becomes a significant candle to watch. So it's just not just candles. Is what candles are, what volumes is telling you, candle volume, and where is it located on the chart. It's a whole story together. So yes, RJ. So these are mostly the ones that I can't tell you from the top of my head, but mostly these are the ones I look for: reversal candles, hammers, knights, and mostly these are the ones I'm looking for. Looks like you're a full-time trader. Actually, I'm not anytime. Like, I used to be a full-time man. I'm not a full-time anymore. I run logistics and other stuff too as a side businesses. So, but yes, and I used to own businesses since I was 20 years old, and I sold them all, and I got into trading, man. That's what I used to do. But that's when I was doing full-time. I did full-time trading only. Now I don't as much. I try to concentrate on some of my investments. I do some real estate too, so I'm that's why you guys sometimes don't see me, because I'm just running a lot of stuff. I'm doing side stuff. But trading is good, man. If you can do it, if you can do it full time, it's a great job. If you love it, it's not for everybody. I'll tell you that much. It's not just about the money concept, but I mean, some people can handle this every day. Trust me, after a long time, it gets you. Like, you need to take a break, because looking at these numbers every day, you go crazy, man. So have this in mind too. It's not just about the trading concept or making money or not. It's just looking at charts every day. It's not for everybody. I'll tell you this based on my experience. It took a big toll on me when I did it for years, and like years nonstop. Huge toll on me. Toll on my health, my mental health, everything. So it's good to take time off from time to time. It's not about money. It's about your health too. Just sitting there every day, looking at numbers, you go crazy after a while. So think of that too. What prep work do you have before starting your trading day? Watches, futures, aftermarket. Yeah, the first thing I do, man, is open futures. That's the first thing I do when I open my eyes out of the market. I go on my phone. Like, no offense, I go to the bathroom. When I'm in the bathroom, I'm actually watching the futures, seeing what the market is telling me just for even get my coffee. Okay, and then I get my coffee. I start digging more into the futures, reading the news, overall news, no stock news or anything, just overall news. What the news is saying, what the market is going to tell me today. Are we having anything big coming today? Is there a CPI today, PMI today, anything, rate cuts, whatever? I'll just read the news, see what's popping, and then of course with the news it tells you like these stocks are moving, mostly big caps, of course. The stock moved, or there's news on this and news on that, and I start reading the stuff. And then by the time I get my coffee and I'm a little bit awake, I come to my setup and I start opening and start looking at scanners, and that's how I start my day, basically every day. That's the start, and then that's it, man. Once you get in the scanners, you start your day based on that. What's your experience with recommendation on using other trading platforms, example TradeZero, to gain an edge on regular market? You're not really gaining an edge, man. You have to understand, like, if the markets are garbage at 6, they're even more garbage at 4. So you're not really gaining an edge. The only edge I would say is that if there is a pump that's happened pre-market, normally I can take a short. That's it. But going long at 4 a.m., it's insane. Like, if you thinking that you're gonna take a long at 4 a.m., there is no volume, none. I mean, literally none. Like, I mean, you'll be squeezed out real quick. Look at the volume from 4, man, compared to what we had before. Nothing. Look at the crickets. Some candles had 300, 500. What would you trade? If you get in and you're stuck, you're not going to get out. So have this in mind, man. So don't think because you have the 4 a.m. that you have an edge. It's not really an edge. It's more of a curse. So if you use it smart, yes, you can do it. But I would say most of the time, I wouldn't touch anything before 5, man. And especially what I would do is mostly short. Because I would see a pump with no news going on low volume, and then I see a reversal candle somewhere hitting a resistance somewhere, or liquidity or something. I would start a short position and be smart about it, but that's what I would do. But most of the time, I would never go long that early, man. It's insane. You're taking so much risk on that. So it's not really an edge, man. I mean, I think sticking to like 7, 8 a.m. is great. It gives you a good chance to trade some volume. Because if you notice here, everything before 6 was completely dead. Compared to here, you start getting volume here, 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 and here. So this is good. This is around, I think that because this is going based on you're going based on the volume. So all you need is the volume. So as you see, volume start coming in here. So no, man, it's not worth it. I used to have Bazinga, man. I used to have them all, man. But now I don't. I don't really need them that much. But Bazinga is a good one to have. Sorts the news. I used to have another one. I forgot what it's called, man. It was amazing. It was even better than Bazinga, to be honest. But better than Bazinga Pro, better than Seeking Alpha, better than all of them. And it used to like give me a good chunk of the news. Way better. I forgot. I'll look for it. It's probably somewhere. If I look for it, I'll just look for it for you. But yeah, and I used to use Trade Zero, and that's it. I'm probably getting Trade Zero back. I just miss it from time to time. So sometimes I get it, sometimes I let it go. Get it, let it go. I just miss it sometimes. I like that it keeps beeping the noises in my ears. You know, it tells me the stocks, so I don't have to keep like looking at them. So I put them on like on a different like speaker, and I just listen to it the whole time. It drives you crazy sometimes, but it's good because you hear the stocks instead of looking at them. Everybody calls me Hennessy, man. Yeah, I used to drink it all the time, so that's why the name kind of caught to me. Are you Dweck here? Will you be looking at Dweck given the win in South Carolina? Dweck is good, man. Dweck with the news keeps moving up and down. It's a good stock to trade. Are you asking me on the long side? Definitely not. But trading it, if there is volume, yeah. I mean, look at the stock, man. Went from $17 to $60 almost. But you're trading in this zone for now. Like you're stuck in this zone here. Look at this. So I think a break over 50. You might test like the 55, 60 area, but you see I have a line here at 60. So yeah, I mean, if it gets the volume, I mean, this is no volume for me. I can't trade that. It's just so dead. And it's a big stock, man. And the spreads on it are intense. Big spreads, man. $1, $1.20, $2. I mean, I can't trade stocks like that. You're instantly in a loss. Basically, I get in and my P&L is already red because you're going based on whatever the bid is. So, or if you get on the ask or something like that and it's down, you're already down. So that's my only problem with trading these with no volume. The questions posted in the Q&A has been. Oh yeah, I think this is one of my best Q&As. I love it. That's why the reason I'm here, guys. I love this because you guys ask questions. Everybody's learning. You know, it gives buddy ideas. Everybody is getting different ideas, so it helps because maybe it's a question you never thought of asking, and somebody's asking. So yeah, I love it. That's the whole point why I sent the message yesterday, because it's been so quiet lately, and I feel like we're not really doing anything. But thank you guys for making it fun today. Thank you, Luna. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anything? Have you ever used TradingView? Yes, I use TradingView. It's not like I've still used TradingView. I like TradingView for futures and Bitcoin and stuff like that. Like crypto, mostly futures and futures. I don't know if I can share it. Let me see. But yeah, man. Let me see if I can open it here. But I do have TradingView. So I don't trade on it. I use the free version, man. Honestly, I don't use the paid anyone because I don't use it anymore because I don't need to. I already have 2 platforms, so I'll be crazy to get another one. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, so here you go. This is, as you see, this is my list on trading. I don't have much stuff, man. It's mostly futures, okay, oil, okay, gold, and the futures that I trade. That's it. I mean, forex that I trade. That's it. But I like it. It's nice. I mean, I use it. It's a great platform. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just so used to Thinkorswim. But this one is super easy to use. I mean, this one is super friendly. It has tons of indicators. It has a lot of stuff. You can hook up to your brokers to it. You can buy and sell on it. It's just, I feel like the only thing I really love about TradingView is that it's not as heavy as Thinkorswim. So if I want to come look here at something in the Forex, it's super easy, man. I can come here, look, and in 2 minutes I'm done. With Thinkorswim, sometimes it takes forever to load, and this and that and this and that. It takes me like forever to do it. So that's the only thing. But I do love TradingView. You ever use? Okay. Thank you, Hennessy. Extremely helpful. I need to be elected on averaging down. I got beaten hard. Yeah, man. Trust me, my biggest losses are all averaging down. I'll tell you that much. You just use TD or trading, or I used DES for a long time, man. I love DES, but I mean, Trade Zero is almost like DES. So, but DES is amazing. I love DES, man. I think it's one of the fastest platforms, best platforms too. You generally do your trading on a day rather than 5. What do you mean? Do you generally do your trading on day rather? I don't do my trading on day. I do my trading on the 1 minute. You mean, right? Yeah. So I do it on the 1 minute, 5 and 15. That's what you mean. I do my lines based on the day, if that's what you mean. Like I do my support and resistance, stuff like that, based on the daily ones. So if that's what you mean, Picker. Thank you, Corky. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for all the help you do, man. You help a lot, so I appreciate it. Volume is boss. Have you used market profile, TPO, volume by price? Volume by price, not really, but I do use in my old charts here. Let me see if I have this saved here. Blah, 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 blah. This is the. I need to save this first. Yep, save this. But I use accumulations sometimes. I mean, I use it for a while. I'm just testing this stuff now. But this used to be my old setup, which has accumulation zones in it. So, yes, I use that. It's nice to have. I'm not saying it's the best. It used to work. It works amazing sometimes. But it has its flaws. But it's a good tool to have. But this used to be my setup for years. So this is my real setup for a long time. But volume is boss. You know, that's it. TradingView is great. And yeah, TradingView is, you know what? TradingView is actually better than Thinkorswim app. I would say that much. I'm right there with you, same averaging down situation. In fact, I'm now a long-time investor in Oh, man. Come on, bro. Really? Why, RJ? Why? Why would you do that to yourself? And don't call it long-term investor, man. You know what? You did a mistake. You need to learn your lesson, man. It's called a bag holder. Okay? Sorry to say it, but it is the truth. You're a bag holder. You're not an investor. So good luck, man. I wish it comes back to you, but I guess that's a hard lesson. So learn it. Don't average down again. I hope your average is at least not here, man. I hope at least your average is like $5-6. Tell me that much, because where are we at right now? 375. I hope you're. Thank you, NEC, for sharing your knowledge. It's always a pleasure to listen to experienced traders who are willing to share. You're welcome, man. I'm always willing to help you guys. Yeah, man. That's great. Yeah. It's great to trade for a supplement income. That's an amazing thing to do, man. Just be careful, man. The only thing is that I think I spoke about this in another one, is that if you guys gonna trade, just make sure you have enough money to trade and live. Because if you're trading with living money, you'll always lose. Just plain and simple. Because you're gonna be taking risks you're not supposed to take, because you're trading with money that you actually don't have as extra. Always trade with money that you can lose, can afford to lose, and it doesn't affect your life. So it's not your mortgage, you're not your rent, your school, your kids' school, or your loans, or your credit card payments, or bills, car payments. Okay, if you're trading with that money, you'll always lose because you have so much pressure to make money. So if you don't have the money, you're putting too much pressure on yourself to make money. So always think of that. It always has to be extra money. And my advice always, man, anybody asks me, even my relatives, is like, hey, man, if you have enough, at least for a year, you need to have at least enough for a year to live. Pay all your bills, pay your rent, your mortgage, whatever. Okay, if your rent or your mortgage, whatever, I don't care. Bills, but have enough for a year to live, eat, sleep, do everything necessary. If you have to cut down on stuff, I understand. I don't care about that. But your necessities are paid for. If you can do this, if you have enough money to do this for a year and you have enough money on top to trade, then go trade. But if you don't have that, don't trade. Honestly, especially if you're looking to day trade for a living. I'm not saying if you want to do some trades on the side and you have a job, that's a different story. Okay, I'm saying somebody decided like, I don't want to work, I want to trade for a living. Don't ever do that without having this, honestly, because you're gonna lose all your money. Because you're gonna be trading with emotions. It's as simple as that. You can't control it. RJ, thanks for your session. Appreciate you and all you contribute. You're welcome, RJ. More than welcome, man. Do you use the buy and sell indicators that you show? Oh yeah, I mean, to an extent. I mean, I really don't. I just look at them from time to time, but I don't really need to because the candles are telling me the same thing. So these candles, like if you use even if you use a dominator or anything like that, it's telling you the same thing as these. So you don't really need to look at the buy and sell because again, the data on these and the data on these are not accurate 100% because they are pulling off a feed that's not accurate anyway. So just have these with a grain of salt because again, they are not 100% accurate because the time and series on Thinkorswim, it is not accurate 100%. So have this in mind. No. I use Trade Zero on its own, like its own platform. I have a own screen for it and everything. I don't use API for it. So I use their platform, their own platform. It's not connected to anything. It's just connected. I have my own account with Trade Zero and I trade with them. That's it. Are you looking at any American? Nah, man, not anymore. I used to. It used to be TLRY and the other one, what is it? C something. I forget what it's called. Look at that. It's untradeable, man. What the hell? What is that? What is that? What am I gonna trade? There's nothing to trade. It's completely market maker algorithm. Like you can't trade nothing. What am I gonna trade? That's the whole day. What is that? Okay, well, what are you gonna trade here? There's nothing to trade here. This is all algos, man. Straight algos. There's this one. What was the other one? Cannabis. What is it called? I forgot. Yeah, cannabis growth. Oh! It went to. Really? Is it? Wow. Is it OTR now? Wow. Okay. Yeah. MSOS. Yep. That's one or two. Yeah, I forgot this one. Yeah. That's a try. Yeah. Yeah, I mean this one, yeah, it's tradable because the ETF, yeah, it's decent, but it's not. I wouldn't trade just separate stock. Actually, that's a nice move, man. Very nice move. Very nice candles too. That's amazing right there. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put an alert on this one just to look at it more into it if it pops here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Very nice. Thanks, man. I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, I like that. Good find, bro. I mean the indicator on TradingView by so it's okay, man. I mean looking more on the zones, not on the TradingView indicator. No, I don't use it that much. It's good to have the lines and stuff, but it's not. I don't make my decision based on these. It's based on what I see because these indicators will show me sometimes different things than what I see. It's just good to have them. Gives you an idea, basically. I don't trade SPY options. Sometimes I do just for the fun, but it's not something I do day to day. I do trade stocks. I'll be taking an options play tomorrow for sure. It's a done deal. I already know what I'm buying, but I'm buying options tomorrow for HIMS for the earnings tomorrow after hours. I'm already a long position in this one, so I'm just taking more calls for the hell of it. So this is gonna be more of a lottery ticket for me tomorrow, but I'm buying a bunch of options tomorrow on HIMS. That's the only thing I'm buying. Oh, Lightspeed is amazing. Lightspeed is good. That's what's his name uses Lightspeed. Man, what's his name? Trader Clay, isn't he? Clay, his name, I think. Yeah, Clay. Yeah, he uses Lightspeed for years, man. TCN, isn't that? Yep. Damn. Wow. It's getting up there. Wow. It's actually the decent of the bunch, to be honest. Good volume too. It's pretty good. That's pretty good, man. That's actually a very good swing, actually, if anything. Very nice. I'm gonna look into both of these. Thank you, Piper. Appreciate it. Hennessy did a great job today since a lot of level 2 questions were asked. Do you think you may dictate the class on level 2? The problem with that, man, is that every time I try to run on demand to get the life of what I used to see, it never matches. The level 2 is messed up and it's slow and it's lagging and it's not the same. The only way I will ever be able to do it is either I do it live when I'm seeing it in a stock running, or I'm gonna have to record the session one time when I'm trading and I'm seeing it, and I'm just gonna go over it with you guys after I record it. So I have to record it when I'm doing it live because it's when I'm actually seeing it, and then I'll play the recording with you guys so you guys can see it. So it's very hard to do it right this time. How did you learn to trade stock? I lost my ass. I got scammed so many times with pumpers that I learned the hard way. I wish I had me sitting here teaching you like this, guys, because I didn't have. If I had me like this, I would have been profitable years ago. But I didn't. Unfortunately, all I had was snake oils. That's all I had, man. Nothing more. From Tim Sykes to garbage to this to that. The one got to Ross, and you just. I seen them all, man. I seen them all. Even before them, they had different people, different groups. Like these sites are even closed because I was cleaning my browser. It's funny, I was cleaning my browser like I would say maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and I went through my bookmarks of my old bookmarks. Man, I would say 50% of them do not even open anymore because they're all fake gurus. They're all gone, either locked up or whatever, or they took the money and ran away. So I had to learn the hard way, man. I teach myself everything, just learning everything. I can't tell you how many hours I watched between YouTube, reading blogs, Reddit, online forums, learning from my mistakes, watching stocks for years, paper trading for years. Okay, that's how I learned. I learned a very, very, very hard way, man. You guys are kind of getting it a little bit easy because you have RJ. I didn't have RJ. You have Bob. You have me. I didn't have none of us. I wish I had one of us. Just at my time, I didn't have one of us at my time. So you guys have no idea how hard it is to find somebody that does what me or RJ or Bob does, because there is none. They're all snake oils selling you shit, and that's it. Selling you a $3,000 course or $5,000, and that course I can teach you in 5 minutes. So it's nothing. I used to TD, man. I used to use TD for paper trading. That's why I stick with it the whole time. So I use TD. You have the option when you're logging in to go to paper trading and just go to paper trading. So yeah, man, it's all fake gurus, guys. They're all like, they are selling you something because they're not profitable, or they're making most of their money on YouTube. That includes ICT for Forex, or that guy trading whatever volume on Forex too. Like there is a ton of them, a ton, and I mean I seen all of them. Okay, they're all fake. I don't care, man. I don't care what they say. You know, I'm not selling nothing, so I don't care. I can say whatever the hell I want, okay? Because I don't sell you nothing, okay? And I tell you my losses, I tell you my gains. I don't care, okay? But these guys, they make you feel like they're millionaires, and they're only millionaires because they're charging $5,000-$6,000 a course and getting hundreds of thousands of people to buy the shit from them. From Cam the Man. Oh man, I seen them all. Like I used to have a list of these junksters. Yeah, Warrior Trading, Ross Cameron, yes. I mean, Ross Cameron is a good trader. Honestly, from all of the junk, okay, he's a decent trader, but he plays very risky play. Like his plays are insane. Like I play them sometimes, but he strictly scallops. That's all he does. He scallops big positions, and he's always scalloping and breaking big numbers, like breaking 11, breaking 1050, 750, 550, whatever. That's all he does. He waits for a confirmation. He scallops, but the thing is that he scallops and he holds it in his room, and his room always take the loss because he gets in and out quick, because he's using good platforms, shortcut, I mean hotkeys and everything. So he gets in and out, and his traders and chat room is always holding the bag because nobody can trade like him. Because he's so fast, he knows what he's doing. I can never give you these trades like that. Like if I trade it, like if I'm doing these trades, I would never tell you, because these take a lot of discipline, and you have to be very very quick, in and out, in and out. You can't just think about it. And poor things that are with him in the chat, they always lose because they get in thinking it's gonna fly, but he's only looking for the 20-30 cents and he's out. So when he plays them and it goes against him, he takes a big loss or he makes a big gain. But he has a very specific way of trading, and he never changes it. If you watch all his videos, that's all he does 99% of the time. He never holds stocks for the play. He gets in and out, and if the stock runs, he gets in and out again, in and out again, in and out again. That's all he does. I'm not saying he's a bad trader, but he just have a very specific style that he plays. And of course, yeah, mostly he's selling courses. Yep. Even if you guys look, I know he did a platform now and he has own thing, but if you look at the platform, it's basically a copy of TradingView, and his scanners is basically a copy of Trade Ideas, because he used to use Trade Ideas before all the time. And if you look at his new scanners, it's basically Trade Ideas. And if you look at his chart, it's basically a copy of TradingView. I think it's an API of TradingView actually. So it's nothing really to it. So Honey Drip Network. Chris Varma, yeah, Chris Varma too. Yeah, he is light speed now. Yeah, that's true. Can't trade like that on TOS. Oh no, no way. You can't do that on. First of it, TOS has a little bit of lag. You'll never get the same executions on TOS like you'll get on DES or light speed. So yeah, you can never do that. What's his YouTube? It's called who? Ross? It's Warrior Trading, man. It's called Warrior Trading. Okay, I guess I don't see any more questions. How long we've been? Oh my god, we've been on for 2 hours. Wow, that was a long one. Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, there is a lot of people to listen to, but you have to go through the noise. It's a lot of noise. Just be smart. Take what you need and leave. Don't you're not trying to. How can I say it? You're just trying to be smart about it. That's about it. Just get the info you need and get out. Don't listen to them. Don't get into the sneak oil, and or look for exactly what you're looking for. So if you're looking for a specific thing that you want to learn, look for that specific thing. There's a lot of good people on YouTube, man. That's how I learned. But it takes time to look. Like you're going through, the jungle and trying to find this little, opening that you can get out of it. That's all you're trying to do. Yeah, that's true. It's gonna be recorded, Picker, so I recorded the whole thing, so you should just go on YouTube and watch it if you want to. Let's pretend you are an overnight futures trader. Put NQ on, walk us through what you would see and how would you trade it right now. What do you want, ES or NQ? NQ, okay. Let's see what NQ on. We have some lines on NQ. Is the Asian session already on? Yeah. What time is it? Yep. I mean, you're just gonna follow the trends, man. You have some trend here, right there. That's one. You have one right there. Actually, I believe this one is a little stronger. Around, what is that? 179. Yeah, I would say 179.20. That's, and then you have this one. So we're just doing this based on. I want to go on the higher time frame a little bit. So 980, okay. And then we have here 946. Alright, so right now you're trying to make a 950, which is a big number to break. So is this area here, like we put this line. So I would say this line is around right here. This is more of it. Well, right now you're in this area, man. I wouldn't even bother. Let's see what the market did since open. So we open here. Went up, down. I mean, overall, looking at the chart here, man, you're doing this pattern here. So low lows right here. So you need to wait for this to see if this tests here and breaks like 1920. I will take a short. That's it. I'll take a short for that. Probably take it to maybe, yeah, the 900, 17.9, I would say. Yeah, 17, yeah, 17.9, 910, yeah. That's a big move, but it is doable. Yeah, but I would wait at least for the test of 17, like 917, I would say. I'll wait for a test of 917 at least. Because overall, it looks like it made that move. Asia is always like a scam, man. It's always a fake out. So they did this one here. Then on a high volume, they dropped it. And then here, yeah. Just open Bookmap, man, and see what Bookmap is telling you to. But overall, this looks like it's a more of a downturn right here. I haven't read the news yet on I don't know what the market's saying on the futures too, so I would look into that. But yeah. Overall, wait for a test here, and you're already testing the 50 right there. You're under the 13, the 50, and they're going to do a conversion right there. So, highest probability is going to go down. That's what I would say, if you're asking me. Thank you, Robert Watson. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Lonity. You always have the best thing. I thank you so much. You make my day with these comments. Thank you so much. Trader Freds, thank you, Hennessy. Have a good day. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Fred. Great class. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. You guys added to it, too. It wasn't only me. It's you engaging with me made it so much better. Thanks again, Henny. Excellent session. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Well, I hope that answered your question. I don't know your name, man. Whoever answered, you don't even have a name. Whatever, dot. Yeah, here we go. And that's the break right there. So, yeah, that's your break. So I will wait, man. If you're not in it, I would if you want to take a quick short here, play it, or just wait for a confirmation here if you want. See if it bounces or just cracks all the way down. But I would say overall, it's looking like a downtrend. Even here, look at that. You have a downtrend, like a big downtrend right there. So you couldn't even get out of it. So if you put a line here, that's your trend. Actually, that's a great trend too. So if you put this here, you have the oopsie daisy. I didn't mean that, but if you do this here, look at that. Couldn't break out of it, basically. So, that helps. Make some money. You're welcome, Dragonfire. You're welcome, Mac. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, guys. Well, I would say good night and thank you all. And great lesson. And it'll be recorded, guys, if you want to go back to it anytime. And I'll see you tomorrow at 6 in the morning. Hopefully, we get some good plays and we make some money together. You're welcome, George. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the likes. I appreciate the likes. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a good night.